I hope you'll spend the last few minutes here with me as I share with you what I think are some really important points about our business. We're doing this tonight electronically. We're doing this tonight digitally, whatever, online, however you want to say it. A lot of ways to say it. We have people on tonight from multiple states. We have people on from Wisconsin. We have people on from South Carolina, Florida, Michigan, and obviously Illinois and Indiana in this area. And there may be others I don't know of. Those are the ones that were reported to me. And regardless of whether you have a brick and mortar nearby or not, a lot of what we do today can be done electronically and it can be done digitally. And I felt a couple of years ago when we looked at the Heartland that was the perfect piece to help us do the financial education. But the one thing that I didn't feel that we had was something that really technology-wise could carry us into the future. All day long you see people on devices. That's where their attention is, whether it's Facebook, whether it's email, whether it's work. The internet, the technology has become everything. And the older I get, the less I seem to know compared to the younger people. You look at millennials today, we say are going to make up around 50% of the workforce in the next couple of years. And why that's significant is because millennials, this is how they do business. I just got done with some clients of mine who are millennials. They live up in Cary, which is about an hour away. We met one time, and then we had about 4 meetings digitally, and we've done, I think, 13 different accounts with them, all online, and it's unbelievable. I had a referral from a client in Florida, referred me to another client in Florida who didn't live nearby, lived on the other coast. We met online, we did everything online, and that'll be getting wrapped up. So there is a lot of opportunity through technology to be able to do some great things. And so I just want to reiterate a couple of points, and then I'm going to come back to this checklist and give you all some tangible things to take away from tonight. So the first thing I wanted to talk and just kind of remind you about is the concept that with our firm, you can do business in all 50 states. And that's a big deal. The fact that you can go to any state and do business, the fact that you can go somewhere warm like I like to do in Florida, and hopefully go there permanently at some point in the future, right? But in the meantime, I can still be in multiple states. I can if I have family in Florida, if I want to build in Vermont, if I want to build in California, you can do business everywhere. And it's 100% virtual platform. What do I mean by that? You can do everything online today. There's literally no reason for brick and mortar. Now, brick and mortar is still important. Face-to-face is still important. That'll never change. There's nothing like sitting with somebody face-to-face. There's nothing like meeting someone and getting to know somebody intimately and shaking their hand and, getting to meet them, eating with them. But that's much different than what if the person can't make it across town that day? What if that person lives in another state? You don't have that opportunity anyways. What if you had the first meeting face-to-face, but all the follow-up meetings digitally? How many more appointments could you do? So it's not about eliminating one way of doing business. It's about using this to supercharge what you're doing. But it's hard to learn new things, and I get that. But when you have a digital marketing platform, you can come in and do email, landing pages, videos, ebooks, podcasts, personal website. This is all available to somebody right from day one. Those of you who are brand new, all of these things I'm mentioning, every one of these tools you have access to, not tomorrow, but right now. You have access to a client relationship manager where you can load your leads directly to build a pipeline. You literally can build a digital pipeline right on our system. You're able to take that pipeline. You own that pipeline. It's yours. And you get to do it right into our software. It tracks every lead that comes in, live virtual training that we do every week on this call, other calls, other webcasts. We have a virtual library 24/7 on demand of trainings that we do. We have a website called Business Building on Demand, and you can go on there and you can literally find training on just about any subject that you want. So it's really self-directed. It's up to you now. And you can decide how fast you want to build. You don't have to say, hey, I'm limited by geography. I'm limited by, where I live. You're not limited by anything. The only thing limiting you today is your own mindset, is your own ability to think big. Because the digital platform allows you to be everywhere at the same time. And I just don't know of a way to do that. And so, here I just started my 24th year in the industry. I didn't really want to go learn something new. I had made millions of dollars with the old way of doing things. But the reality was that I looked forward and I looked at my children who are still young. My oldest is only 11. I have a 3-year-old. And I said to myself, how can I have a business that I have income and renewals and all these wonderful income streams that you can do in financial services? By the way, our next call is going to be all about compensation. We're going to take the entire call just on compensation. That'll be next week, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But when I looked at my future income and what I had, I didn't know how I was going to pass it down. Was I going to do it through an Excel spreadsheet? Was I going to do it through, we have hundreds of companies that we represent. How was I going to pass it down? How could I monitor it? Now, through Salesforce, it's all been handled. We have literally one digital platform that I can literally turn the keys over to my family down the road, whatever I want, and literally they'd have keys to my entire business all in one place. That's an unbelievable opportunity to have that, and that's not something you could have without the technology that's available. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to see if you were a brand new person getting started with us right now, what are the steps that you should take to get started? If you wanted to be a part of this world, if you wanted to start not just being successful in our business, but really wanted to take advantage of technology to the fullest, this checklist will help you. This checklist will help you build your business faster, but it doesn't deviate from the core system that we've been following for the last 20 or 30 or 40 years, depending on how long we've been there. It's still the same thing. It's just utilizing all the tools that we have. So the first thing I want to do is that this is in a checklist format. So as this, when you get this checklist, I suggest that you literally go down the list and just check off line item by line item. You don't have to do it in the exact order, but I do recommend the first 5 steps being done in order. The other ones you can do in whatever order you like, but if you follow this order, it's the preferred way straight down the list. So the first thing when you get started with is if let's say tomorrow I bring in somebody in another state, I bring in somebody that online, or I get somebody started and I want to get them going and I want to be able to give them all the technology tools, that's going to get them excited. And if you've got brick and mortar that you can add, meaning the live training, that's only going to enhance this, okay? That's not a replacement. Right? If you're local, you should be going to a local office, right? But if you don't have a local office, this can serve as a replacement to help you get your business going. So the first thing here is obviously your name. You're going to get an independent contractor ID. When you first paid that $100 to get started paid that to our home office, that allows you to get an independent contractor ID. That gets you into our system. That allows us to track your business, to pay you commissions, license. Everything is done through that ID number. And so we set up your entire world under that code. So that gets emailed to you. We also call it a code immediately after you pay that initial $100 fee. Now, regardless of wherever you're at, once you get started with the business, you have got to get licensed, okay? And regardless of what license you're getting, it all comes back to these 2 websites. Now, when you get emailed from the company, you'll get an email from something called WFG Launch. If your code number or your contractor ID is on there, you follow that link, and that'll take you directly to the place to get your license. If you want to bypass that, you can also go to ExamFX. The better way is to go to the first website, okay? But either way, it'll lead you to the same company we want to call ExamFX. And at that point, you will determine what license you're going to purchase and what state you're in. Most people who have no licenses are going to start with the life and health license for the state that you're in. Illinois is one of the few states that you have a mandatory live class that you have to sit through before you can take the exam. Most other states, you can do the studying online. How do you know for sure? When you go to ExamFX, it will tell you, okay? It will tell you which rules apply to your state, but most are online. So these are the first 2 steps for everybody, all right? Once you have done that, I want you to think about 2 very simple goals. Now, you may work with trainers that are going to ask you for more sophisticated goals, and I welcome that. But there's 2 goals that everybody should set on the first day they get started, whether you're part-time, whether you're full-time, whether you're in the middle. And that's simply, do you have a goal for licensing? And then once you're licensed, what's your 90-day income goal, right? Obviously, if you're not going to get licensed for 90 days, then obviously your 90-day income goal applies from the time that you complete your exam, right? It can also apply if you're going to get your exam done quickly and you want to count starting now. You can count it either way. But the bottom line here is you have got to set a goal for yourself. And there's no wrong or right. A lot of times when I tell people, well, I don't know what to say. How much is the right amount? Well, how much do you want to make in the next 90 days? What number comes to your mind? That's the number you should go for and try to plan for. Maybe it's too low, maybe it's too high, but go for a number. Is it $1,000 a month? Is it $2,000 a month? Are you more ambitious than that? Are you looking for $4,000 or $5,000 a month? If we know what your goal is, we can customize a realistic plan for you. If you tell us you're not going to be licensed for the next 6 months because you've got distractions right now, or you just found out you were pregnant, well, that probably is going to affect our plan a little bit, right? But most people are going to set a licensing date in the next 2 to 4 weeks. If you're ready to do this, it shouldn't take you longer than that, no longer than 2 to 4 weeks, depending on your schedule. And a great income goal, I think, is anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 a month, depending on how many families you want to help. And usually you can correlate families to somewhere around $1,000 a family. That's not always perfect math, but it's pretty close. All right, so simply put, regardless of where you're at, and even if you're a veteran with us, you can go through and set these goals for yourself. Next thing is develop a personal financial strategy. On our website, which I will show you guys in a second, you have a blank form there that you can fill a financial strategy out. It's a blank kind of questionnaire intake form that gives us a snapshot into your world and where you're at. And we've developed a strategy for you. It makes sense that if you're going to go talk to others about having financial literacy, that you're financially literate about your own situation. Whether you implement the strategy or not, that's not something we require. But I find it hard to believe that there wouldn't be something in our universe that we could help you with. And if there is, hopefully it will make sense for you to take a look at that and consider it, right? Next is a sharing list. And a sharing list is really a list of people that you want to share the information with. Notice I don't call it a selling list. I don't like calling it we call it a prospect list forever and ever. And I guess these people are prospects, but it's really just about sharing information. You're going to share the information face-to-face. You're going to share the information via email, website, video. But the concept is to share. Now, why do we say share? Because sharing means that you own that information and you are just sharing information. You're not expecting them to make a decision. Now, of course, we want people to implement. Of course, we want people to take advantage of our products. That's how we make money. We don't make money from sharing only. We make money from implementation. But in the beginning, if you focus on selling when you meet someone, that'll come across. If you focus on just sharing and letting them tell you what they like, that is a much different approach. And so that's why we call it a sharing list. So you want to share this with, again, now you heard about Heartland tonight. Anyone who's got a college kid or a college student in the next 10 years, anybody who's got a college kid in the next couple years, HR managers, friends, family, church members, anybody you know that would need it would be a part of this sharing list. And you should develop this list. Now, I want to be clear on something. This is your list. We're not going to come to you and take your list, okay? So be clear on that because people get nervous about making lists. Like, what are they going to do with it? We're not doing anything with it. It's your list. But you got to know who you want to share with, at least have an idea who you want to target, because we're going to come to the next part, which is very important. And this is the important part that I want everybody to do, is we want you to develop about 5 or 10 leads. A lead is just an agreement to meet and discuss an opportunity. How are you going to do that? You're going to either send them a video, and I'm not going to get into all the marketing tools tonight. We'll do that again in probably next week or very near future. Email, podcast, webcast, phone, website, face-to-face. That's what FTF is, face-to-face, etc. And out of all of these people, through all of these tools, which a trainer will help you use, we just want to develop an agreement to meet and discuss something. That, notice it doesn't say anything about doing anything. It's just somebody says, hey, I liked enough about what you told me through these tools that I'm willing to at least talk to you a little bit more. And we're going to do that opportunity. The most preferred way to do that is face-to-face. If you can't do it face-to-face, then a webcast would be the second most preferred, because you can do face-to-face that way. And then third would be a phone call. And probably in that order would be, but it doesn't matter. Any one of those three can work once we made that initial contact. Once we've developed that, we're literally building a pipeline for ourselves, all right? This will get you going big time. This is the action part. And I really want to encourage every one of you to work on this and really get through these first, I think I said 5 check marks, because I guess I didn't count the first one, right? Just putting your name and ID number. But those 5 bullet points below, including your name there, we want that done as quickly as possible to really get your business booming. The second half of this, and I'll just take a few more minutes to wrap this up, is what we have today that we didn't have in the past. And I really think is going to allow someone like me, who has built mostly his business in one state, because I just never could do it in so many different states at the same time. It was just too difficult having a young family to always be gone from home. And so now with technology, I just feel like this is now within reach. And so we've developed this program, and we've got a couple of different places that you can go, resources you can use. One of the first things in this self-directed training program is to go to iTunes, Google Play, and sign up for the Leadership Now podcast. It's podcasts that are put out within our firm. And you can, if you don't have a phone, you can go directly to that website that's listed there, leadershipnow.simplecast. And there are some popular episodes. And I would like you to download. These are available. Go to these specific dates, and you can watch or listen to these particular podcasts. Many of them are also in video form. But for initially, just focus on listening to them. And these are incredible resources that will give you a lot of insight to the kind of people that are involved, the type of organization we are, the tools. You'll really understand at a macro level how big this thing really is, and really understand some really great analogies from some very successful people. Everybody on this list that's talking to you are people that are doing it and doing it big. The very first video I want you to watch is from our best-selling author, Steve Siebold, and one of the co-founders. His name is Tom Matthews. This will just give you such a great basis of understanding of our business. I do it in the car. I have a lot of driving I do. My son has soccer very far away from where we live, and so I spend a lot of time in traffic. We always have podcasts on in the car. I do it when I'm in the shower, when I'm on the bike, whatever I'm doing. I'm always listening every day. I'm focusing. They've got about 300 different ones that are available through Leadership Now. They're fantastic, and I suggest that you get to these as soon as you can. In fact, right now we're doing the podcast of the week, and our podcast of the week for this week is Wealth Wave and the Real Estate Industry by Bill Mitchell. That's someone I really recommend that everybody go through that podcast. And then secondly, and I'm going to go to this website, this is our team website, www.businessbuildingondemand.com. And this was my concept that I kind of developed after just a lot of deep thinking and looking at all the platforms. Is people want an on-demand world today. Everything's on demand. We watch TV on demand. We listen to video on demand. We ask for services on demand. Everything we want is we push a button and it comes to us. But what about building our business? We have so much going on in our lives. We have, children to get to places. We have parents to take care of, full-time careers, millions of things going on. And so this website was designed so that a person could go and they can, at their time, when they wanted to, they can go on and build their own business, and they could get the training that they wanted, whether it was at 3 o'clock in the morning, whether it was 10 o'clock at night, 2 p.m. in the afternoon while the baby's taking a nap. They could get, no excuse, they could get the training that they needed. Now, of course, live training is always preferred, but they could get a lot of the great information. So what we did is we developed these podcasts and videos, and some of the system training here introduces you to our platform, introduces you to some of our main products. introduces to you. Are you able to see the sharing?
Yes.
Okay. Are you able to see the website? Business Building on Demand?
Yes.
Okay. So on this website, you are able to really just be able to see all of the things that we do in our office, all of the live training, all of the way. And on here is we have video, but all the videos are duplicated with podcasts. So you can't watch a video while you're driving. So if you looked at a video here on onboarding, system training that would tell you to go through right on the new instruction worksheet, well, there's a podcast that will tell you the exact same information. If you want information on a product provider, you want to learn how Nationwide Financial's product work, well, we have videos that will teach you how it works, but then we also have podcasts that you can listen to. The same information that you're watching on video, you can also listen to. And obviously, you can get a different level of training there. So wherever you're at, we've got this website and we've got our forums. This is important because all the forums that you saw tonight will be on Business Building on Demand. Hopefully, we'll have them up there in the next 24 hours if possible. And on here, you'll have a lot of the important programs that we've had, important trainings. You know, a lot of people use the 12-week challenge. We have a goal-setting program. Well, that's available to you right on our website. If you wanted to.
Angelo, we don't see the website.
Okay, you see the checklist?
Yeah, we just see the checklist.
Okay. Gosh, I always seem to have technology issues. Thank you for telling me that. All right, so here we are back to, we're on the website.
Yep.
Sorry about that. Okay, so Business Building on Demand. And again, what I just described, you can see it yourself, the webcast and the on-demand podcast. And then on here is a financial strategy. It's a blank form that you can fill out with customers and something that will help us get a financial assessment done with a client. All the forms, like I mentioned from tonight, different, the 12-week year that we've gone through, all of these are right on our website. So this website, again, it's a tremendous resource. The podcasts from the Leadership Now are great tools to help you kind of at a macro level understand, build your belief, get a deep insight into the industry. This is going to be more of your technical training. This is going to be training on like the how-to website, how to do an app, how to, let's say you want to prospect somebody. We call them the big four. You want to talk to a tax advisor. You want to prospect an accountant, a mortgage broker. Tells you exactly how to do it. So you've got a lot of different tools that are available to you through this checklist, through this website. And I encourage you to, go through these videos. These are just some important initial videos that will help you understand how to get yourself set up. All right? Couple final things. We've gone over on time tonight, but I'll wrap up here in the next couple of minutes. Last couple of things. I really want you to commit. We're going to be doing this webcast again next week. I will share with you our theme for next week, and that is we're going to be talking about compensation. We have a lot of products, a lot of commission ways, various compensation opportunities. It's a big subject in our firm. And so we're going to take the proper time next week to really dig deep on how compensation works, how does renewals work, how do trails work, how do you build what I call a passive income business. A lot of people think is a dream business of being able to do that here and all the different ways we get paid. So we want you to just put this into your schedule. Most weeks we're going to have it. Every Wednesday there'll be some weeks when I'm traveling, like last week where I traveled and I wasn't able to do it. But we'll let you know way in advance. All the communication on this is done through GroupMe. So I suggest that if you're not on our GroupMe platform, that you get on it. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to get on the GroupMe platform. And it's a great resource for you to get daily communication. If you're local, you want to attend a office training session at least one time a week where it's available. We really believe that attending the brick and mortar once a week is important if it's there. And then lastly, weekly check-in time and date. Every week, you should schedule anywhere from a 5 to 15-minute phone call, and it'll depend on the week, with your trainer. And it should be a set time. It should be a set appointment. So let's say you say, hey, every Friday at 1 p.m., you've got a set standing call, and you're just going to chat, and you're going to talk about, hey, how'd the week go? It's not a boss talking to an employee. This is your own business. This is just two business partners getting together, strategizing, collaborating, and figuring out, if they're on track, not on track, what they need to do to get that business to the next level. So every brand new person that comes in, it should be a standing appointment in your life every week where you make that happen minimum on a weekly basis. So these are some really important things that I wanted to share tonight.